Mother, how you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for my preview of the 2019 South Carolina Gamecocks. Almost threw up there a little bit. If you don't know me, I'm Bobby Dirkens. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Glad you're all here. This is a live stream for everybody who's watching it later on. Prince 6'1", one of my brothers from another mother is here. Sims Owens, Carolina Jackpot's here. Hey, I'm glad he's here. I like him. I don't like his team, but I like him. Washington Huskies football, Tiger Nation. I got all you boys showing up. I tell you, showing up in droves like this was back in the 20s. Everybody had the sickness, and I had, listen to me, I had the antidote. Got General Shadowman on here. Got Jackpot. He's already saying something. God help him. Tiger Nation, my other buddy on here. The one, the only, listen to me, Volunteer Roadshow's in here. Bulldogs fans here. Charles Elliott is here. I might piss myself. I'm so excited. Washington Football's Husky just gave me a super chat, and that's a shameless plug. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And if you love me here today, you can make a donation to the cause. And if you hate me, you can make a donation to the cause. I'm not going anywhere, but it is what it is. Shane Parmley's on here. Listen to me, listen to me. There's a bunch of people, good, God-fearing people in here. I'm not going to just keep on. I'm going to jump right into it, but I am glad that everybody's here. So I'm going to start off. Pigskin Pete's in the house. How do a genius, a gentleman, a diplomat. Thank you. Michael Brown's in the house. All right, so listen to me. George is in here. He's in his van down by the river. Bulldog Freakazoids. I mean, all of y'all. All of y'all are here. I just talked to Volunteer Roadshow. I talked to Pigskin Pete. Good Lord, I must be living right. Ooh. Glad y'all are all here. Okay, I'm jumping right into South Carolina. In the annals of time, there have been many letdowns. LeBron to the Lakers. Boy, he's going to light it up. All these aimless youngins transferring to other colleges thinking they're going to get their shot there. Maybe even years ago in some touchy situation that I shouldn't mention, but I am, because it's funny. Back in the 90s, there was a guy that the United States was receiving some intel from, even a little cooperation. They thought he was their friend. They thought he was helping them. They were wrong. His name was Bin Laden. We'll leave it at that. Letdowns have been letdowns. And if you're a South Carolina fan, if there's one thing that I do respect about Carolina, Jackpot, who's on here out of due respect, is that you pull for your team. I have some family who I love with all my heart. Though all the sympathy and every fiber of my being go up to them for being a Gamecock. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they know that a team who is 9-14 in bowl games, a team who is barely 500 overall, a team that the only national championships that they can talk about is baseball, from now it's getting on farther out and farther out, and the sainted women's basketball. Oh, we know some of y'all act like you care, but at the end of the day, you would rather have a regular old drill taken to an unnumbed tooth than sit and watch women's basketball. There was a 5-year run where you did own Clemson. Let's be honest about it. I hated every second of it, and you had a lot of talent on that team. In fact, if I could have handpicked anybody off that team, no, it wouldn't have been Clowney. It would have been Ingram. Melvin Ingram was a freak and still is a freak to this day. Very talented young man. I'm telling you, when you did what you did a great job. But even then, the best bowl you got to was the Capital One Bowl. I mean, let's be honest. I know pick at you. This is how we do it, and it's out of respect. You hire Will Muschamp. He's going to his 4th season. He comes out of Florida. Now, let's go ahead and tell you this. He has made some stops, won national championships as a DC. He has been known as a fantastic defensive coordinator, whether you agree with it or not. I don't really agree with it that much. Because you have to look at the teams he was DCing for. I don't care what Saban said about him years ago when South Carolina hangs on to that every word, because this season you'll get to play Saban, and Saban will retract everything you said because that's him. He's the Dark Knight of Alabama. In fact, when I told one of my family members that South Carolina had actually hired Will Muschamp as their next head coach, between you and I, God is my witness, they busted out laughing and said, "That's the funniest thing I've heard in a long time." And guess what? I had to convince them I'm not joking. I mean, a guy who was at Florida. How easy is it to recruit at Florida? Hotbed of college football. Oh, he didn't do so well at Florida. Oh, we're definitely bringing him into Columbia because people are just dying to get into Columbia. Let's talk about this year. Let's talk about last year. And I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. If Bentley played every game like he played against Clemson, you would have a Heisman Trophy contender, if not winner, on your hands. I have to admit it. I hate to say it. Listen to me. Listen to me. Guess what? He would. That's the thing about Jake Bentley. He grew up in a football pedigree. When his dad was coaching Burns High School, which happens to be one of the finest football programs that ever was. It's not as good as it was, but when he was there, it was what it was. It was top 5 program, had talent coming out its butthole. I mean, my God, there was 3 stars cleaning toilets at Burns. He's been around it. He comes from football pedigree. The problem with him is consistency. Which Bentley will you get? Will you get the guy who threw for 510 against the Clemson team? You know, I know everybody made fun of them until they went in there and pulled Notre Dame's bloomers over the head and spanked them with the sacrament, and then went the very next week and told old Saban and the boys, "We know you think you're good, but listen to me, that's what you get for thinking." They beat them by 4 touchdowns. Shocking the college football world, which, by the way, is still like, we don't know what's going on. You did it. I was at the game. South Carolina called some of the best play calling I've seen. I know I'm not having an aneurysm. They did, but here's the problem. That was one night. It's not just one night. Listen to me. There's not just one game. There's multiple games. For you to win a game and for you to really come up and take over things, fortunately, you have to do it every week. No matter how hard you work, always remember somebody's out practicing and sweating harder than you. And that's what happened. Last season, the Gamecocks finished 7-6. They did have health injuries, health problems, this, that, and the other. They played against Virginia in the Belk Bowl. It's in Reston, the very same stadium that they just played their bowl game in is what they're going to play against North Carolina in their opening game that night. Now, I'm going to stop here for 1 second. Out of respect to the good Gamecocks, I know some of y'all are going, "There's no good game." There are good Gamecock fans, okay? I'm not going to be a douche about this, all right? But what I am going to say, by the way, if you like what I'm saying, Super Chat's on, you can bless me. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. But, no, seriously, I'm going to be honest here. As Clemson fans, we always hear that if you put any SEC team in there, boy, they would win the conference and make their way to the playoffs. Really, is that so? Is that why South Carolina lost 28-0 to a mediocre Virginia team? Pigskin Pete just gave $2. Thank you. Or big with you. Thank you a lot. Appreciate that. Everybody, if you want to give $2, I'll take it. If you give 2 and you give 2, you give 2. Multiples equals multiples, and I'm getting happy. No, thank you for being on here. I'm just playing around. I do appreciate everything. Let's be serious. I'm gonna be serious from this point on. I think. Pigskin Pete just gave his lunch money. $2. Nap crackers and one of the small Cokes. I hope it still has some fizz in it. South Carolina lost 28-0. I know Debo Samuel set out. I know some people would be upset with me what I'm about to say, but let's just be honest about this. This is the truth. The only reason a lot of these football players, especially players like Debo Samuel, goes to school any day at all is because they want to go to the NFL. They really don't care about their degree. So do I blame him for sitting out? No. The Belk Bowl? The national championship? Yeah. The Belk Bowl? No. Robert Zirith just gave $2. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be able to eat good at McDonald's this week. Buy me some beer. Thank you. Lord be with you. So let's talk about South Carolina. I got to jump right into this. I know we're cycling out. We're the only team who just won the national championship by 4 touchdowns, not over Doo-Doo State, but over Alabama. But we're cycling out. Feaster transfers. For any of you out there who goes, he just wanted to be a little closer to home. The geography lesson, Clemson's way closer to Spartanburg than it is Columbia. Sorry. Reason he wanted to do is he wanted to go down there because he realized that he was not going to get as many runs as he wanted to at Clemson. The problem with that is when you go from a team that is elite and you go to a team that has a running back who's been there for, let me see how long Rico Dowdle has been there. And Rico Dowdle, by the way, Gamecock or not, is not a bad running back. He's a senior. So he transfers down there, think he's going to get more footage. Listen to me, he's going to get down there, and he's going to realize all of a sudden that they're just going to the other team's just going to key off on him. You know why? Because Brian Edwards is talented, Shi Smith is talented, but they're not near Justin Ross and T. Higgins. And it's Travis Etienne that gets to take these runs and soften them up, and they get wore out, and then he gets to come in. He's all fresh and stuff and gets to pad his numbers. Oh, no, he's not going to get to do that now. Let's get into the numbers here. You return 3 on the offensive line. That's not a bad thing. 3 out of 5. It's good for me. I'll take it. And at any team. Michael Brown says, don't forget about Goddard and Ladson. Oh, I didn't forget. I was just waiting for one of y'all to bring it up, actually. We know Bentley's going to start. We know Helinski was signed. He was the top-rated player they signed. The number 1 rated player they signed was actually 5-star Zach Pickens. He was out of T.L. Hanna High School, just down the road from me. Lord, that boy could fart and I could smell it. He's that close to us. He's right down the road. He's 6'3". He is the highest-rated player they have signed since Jadeveon Clowney. Zach Pickens will see some time. DeCarrion Joyner is going to be interesting. When this guy right here has the talent, has the ability to move around, run, he's very athletic, he can throw the ball. He may not have a great arm, but he doesn't have a bad arm. And let me tell you right now, you get a guy like that against some of the teams that's on his schedule, he can actually create some wins that you don't know. That you wouldn't expect. You don't know that he could do. So let's jump right into season. 7 returning on the offensive side, 7 returning on the defensive side. We've already went over who they lost. Of course, Samuel's gone. Tyson Williams is gone. They lost 2 on the offensive line. But they do get 3 back. They do have a transfer from Southern Cal, the real USC. I know that y'all were USC before them, but we know who the real USC is. Didn't see Kim Kardashian running around to date one of y'all back in 05. On the defensive side, got T.J. Brunson back, Sherrod Green, Horn, Roderick, Kinlaw, Staley. The list goes on. Talking about your schedule, you do have the toughest schedule in the country. Congratulations. Now, this year, when you get the crap beat out of you, you actually have something to be upset about, because in the past, you only had to play Clemson and Georgia. No offense to Tennessee, but Tennessee's not been Tennessee in a long time. Florida has not been Florida in a long time. And by the looks of the other night, with the cockiest, least accomplishing quarterback at the helm, y'all might actually stand a chance. We'll get to that in a second. So let's jump right into your schedule. This coming week, you get to pick up right where you left off. I mean, in fact, you can... I heard that the grounds crew just this week actually dug out of the ground one of your jock straps that Virginia, little old Virginia, barely made a bowl. Virginia drove into the ground. It had a Gamecock sticker on it. Y'all get to go back and pick it up. Save the school some money. You'll play North Carolina. Now, North Carolina has been a piss bowl for a while. It was only like 3 or 4 years ago, and then they were doing a little something. Then they went psych and sucked all over again. Hired Mac Brown. Mac Brown has won where he's been. We know Mac Brown is 700 years old. I think this game's going to be a little tougher. And I know Vegas right now is saying y'all are like, I don't know, 8 to 10 point favorite. And I don't care if I'm wrong on this one. I think y'all lose this game. Because if there's one team I know who has the ability to blow it, it's y'all. Oh, you're going to come in and going to have some good plays here, going to have a few plays there, and it's going to look good. Maybe even Feaster gets involved, and he's like, I'm glad I transferred from Clemson. Feaster, you're playing for South Carolina against North Carolina. Yeah. I believe you lose this game by a point. Oh, I think that it gets... Oh, I think y'all open up. But I think they're starting a true freshman who had almost over 17,000 yards of total offense in the state of North Carolina. He's not going to be amazing, but my God, y'all aren't amazing. I think you lose it. Very next week, you play Charleston Southern at home. You beat Charleston Southern. You're 1-1. Very next week. If you want to know how to beat them, you can call us. But I warn you, you got to have the coaching staff and the talent. Play Alabama. It's in Carolina. Oh, Lord, y'all going to be down there. Y'all going to have chickens pecking dookie everywhere. By the way, that's my song. It's on iTunes. He's going to be eating dookie everywhere. It's going to be... I mean, Todd Ellis is going to be saying God knows what. I hope he's drunk, because if he's drunk, that means he can sober up and he don't actually believe what he says. But if that's actually what he says and he's sober, that's bad news. You are going to get your butt whipped by Alabama. I mean, y'all are going to get driven into the ground. And let me tell you, I know y'all talk about Alabama all the time, the SEC and everything. Georgia Fan 88's on here. Good to see you, mate there. But y'all are going to actually get to see the team we've played the past 4 years. And listen to this. This is the first time y'all have played them since 2010. We've played them way more than them. We're not even in the conference. What y'all running from?
Well, we beat them the last time we played them.
And a way different coach. You had a pure genius for a coach. I mean, he was retiring out, but he was a genius. I mean, I have to hand Spurrier that. You're not winning this time. Half your team's going to walk out eunuchs after this. For those of y'all don't know, that means someone who's been castrated. Play at Missouri. You get to play our old quarterback. Oh, this is fun. Let me tell you this. That boy right there is a really good athlete. He shouldn't be a quarterback. And if he'll make it in the big leagues if if he'll just go athlete and say, I'll learn whatever position just so I can make all these millions of dollars. Get whatever woman he wants. He'll be happy. He'll be okay. Don't go out and spend it on stupid stuff. He'll be fine. I'm sorry, I went off on a rant there. Y'all were losing Missouri. You play Kentucky next. For those of you who can't count, you're 1-3. Play Kentucky at home. It's not the Kentucky from last year. You beat Kentucky. You're 2-3. By the way, if you like what I'm saying, I'm just going to throw it out there, Super Chat song. I'll buy some beer with it. Beer money. Football season coming up. I need it. Then you're off. At this time, you're 2-3. You're licking your wounds. But you believe. Pigskin Pete says Kelly Bryant's going to look like Pat Mahomes versus the Coots. Probably so. What lottery in hell did y'all win? The very next week, you're at Athens. Hey, you said you wanted to. You always tell us how we don't play in the SEC, though we do very well against SEC opponents, and it's the better teams. I mean, in fact, the best team that nobody else in the SEC can even think about beating. Play at Georgia. You're losing this one. I don't even need commentary on this one. I don't even have to give you a reason why. It's Bama than Georgia. There you go. Play Florida. Florida's a piss bucket. At this point, I have you at what? 1, 2, let me see. I've got you at 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss. So I've got you at 2-4. Ashley Snell, I'm a man, by the way, just gave me $5 towards my beer fund. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew, I'm going to get some high-quality beer. Good Lord, I might put me a refrigerator right here. Put your name on it. Thank you. Whew, we mean business tonight. Lord, we buy good beer and good refrigerator. You play Florida. Florida sucks. You lose to them. You're now 2-5. I believe you're going to be so beat up. I believe that you're going to be hurting so bad. I believe that everything you've ever believed in is going to be decimated. I mean, you got to think how many health problems y'all had last year alone. And yeah, you played Georgia. You played Clemson, the national champions, by 4 touchdowns. And you played A&M. Think about this year. Y'all might just want to go ahead and call up Emory down in Atlanta, that specialty hospital, or maybe the Mayo Clinic, and say, just have a room waiting on us. Antoine Williams says, drink a 6-pack on Georgia Tech. Thank you. Thank you for that. Lord, I tell you right now, I'm going to put me a big old cooler in here. If I get enough money, I'm going to build me a cooler, get me a 900-inch square TV, and get that beer in here. That's what the fun's going toward. Thank y'all all so much. Pigskin Pete says he's having too much fun, and he's going to have to call in sick to work. I'll write you doctor's note. Tigers Nation in here. So how many games have y'all lost by now, I believe? You lost North Carolina. It's easier to count up how many games you've won and deducted from the total games you've played. Carry the pinky toe. I got you at 2-5 right now. This is fun. 3-6, you lose to, or 2-6, you lose to Florida. You lose to Tennessee you're 2-7. You beat Vanderbilt, you're 3-7. if Satterfield was there, you'd lose to Appalachian State, but you lose 3. You win 3-7. You lose to A&M. It's ridiculous. And yeah, that last one you're not winning. You're not beating Clemson. I only give you like 3 wins. Now the games I could be wrong on is North Carolina. All right, North Carolina, that's one I give you. The game I could be possibly wrong on, though I doubt it. Maybe Missouri. And that would make you 5. Your best case scenario in my book is 5-7. Three and 9, very possible for you. And here's the reason why. See, I've been pulling for this team for years. And I remember during the time that I pulled for them, I've had to pull for them since Danny Ford, Ken Hatfield, Tommy West, Tommy Bowden, and now Sweeney. And when Sweeney took over in his second season, he went 6-7. Had to sit and watch them play Virginia and get blown out, or West Virginia, and get blown out 70-33. Only for him the next day to fire Kevin Steele and hire, I don't know, the God Brent Venables. It's just like, even if you kick us in the nuts, it's like they cough up $1 million. George says, we love you, Bobby, signed Gator Nation. We love you. I love you too. Lord, I love all of you. Even Carolina Jackpot out there. I'm glad he's here. Lord, y'all need, I'm going to tell you right now, we need to set that man up on an insurance plan to take care of his nerves. Just in case he loses it. Because I can tell he's a good guy. He just pulls for an absolutely just barf ready barf bucket team. God help him. Got Keith Burns in here, go Vols. Y'all gonna need it, but I'm kind of pulling for you. So let's close it down at almost 30 minutes. South Carolina Gamecocks. Unfortunately, for Bill Clinton's on here. Hey there, good to see you. Hayne Cook's on here. Steve McBride. Pull for these guys for a long time, but what you have to do is you have to hire people who are proven winners. You have to win the games that you're supposed to win. Be close in the games, or win the games, some of the toss-up games, and even be close in the games that you have no business in. Fortunately for South Carolina, take my affiliation with them away. Fortunately, thing for y'all don't do that. You don't do it that well, and history says you don't do it. Even when you were winning 5 in a row against us, the best bowl you made it to was what? The Capital One Bowl? Even then, we made the Orange Bowl and won it against Ohio State. Just saying. 5-7 is the best record that you'll have this season. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Bobby Dirkens. If you like what you saw tonight, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you don't, you're crazy. Still hit the... And your psychiatrist will tell you, hit subscribe button, turn on notifications. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. Lord knows, I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.